In this lesson, we will look at important American symbols like the American flag, the National Anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance, the Liberty Bell, and the Oath of Citizenship. We will begin with the American flag. Stars and Stripes, Old Glory, and the Star-Spangled Banner, the American flag has many nicknames. On June 14, 1777, the Continental Congress approved the first design for the United States flag. The design included 13 stars and 13 red and white stripes to symbolize the 13 colonies. In memory of this occasion, June 14th is now celebrated as Flag Day. Though the exact creator of the original American flag is unknown, there are two conflicting legends that seek to explain its origin. The most common story credits a Philadelphia seamstress named Betsy Ross with creating the first American flag. The legend goes that George Washington and some of the other founding fathers visited Ross during the summer of 1776, and after giving her an idea of what they wanted, asked her to make the new flag. The other legend credits a judge, author, songwriter, and signer of the Constitution named Francis Hopkinson with designing the flag. As states joined the Union, Congress decided the flag must change. They decided that 13 stripes would remain to honor the original 13 colonies, but that each new state would receive a star. Next up is the National Anthem. In August of 1814, the United States was once again at war with Great Britain, this time in the War of 1812. A Washington, D.C. lawyer named Francis Scott Key was being held prisoner on a British ship off the coast of Baltimore. Key watched as the British bombed America's Fort McHenry throughout the night. In the morning, the American flag at the fort was still flying, signaling to Key that the Americans had not surrendered. He wrote a poem commemorating the event entitled The Defense of Fort McHenry. Key set the poem to the melody of a popular British drinking song and changed the title a month later to the Star-Spangled Banner. Today, a replica of the flag flies at Fort McHenry, while the original is displayed at the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C. Next, we will study the Pledge of Allegiance. In 1892, a man named Francis Bellamy wrote the Pledge of Allegiance. At that time, school children began reciting the pledge and performing a corresponding salute to celebrate Columbus Day. In 1942, Congress recognized an updated version of the pledge as an official vow of loyalty to the United States. In 1954, the words "Under God" were added. Today, the pledge is recited before many public ceremonies and at the start of the day in the public school system. Students stand with their right hands over their hearts and recite the words, "I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all." Next, we will examine the Liberty Bell. In 1752, the Liberty Bell was forged in England and then shipped to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. At 3 feet tall and weighing over 2,000 pounds, at the time it was made, the Liberty Bell was one of the largest and most expensive bells ever cast, costing a whopping $300. Its large size compromised its structural integrity, and the Liberty Bell cracked the first time it was rung. The bell was rung to announce important occasions, such as the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. In 1839, the bell earned its name after an abolitionist pamphlet called it the Liberty Bell. Today, the Liberty Bell is no longer rung, but can be seen on display near Independence Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Last, we will take a look at the Oath of Citizenship. Like the Pledge of Allegiance, the Oath of Citizenship is an important pledge that is recited to show loyalty to the United States. When a person wants to become a U.S. citizen, they undergo a long process called naturalization. If they make it through this difficult process, on the day they are actually granted citizenship, they take part in a ceremony during which they must recite the Oath of Allegiance. The oath reads, "I hereby declare, on oath, that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, and that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, so help me God. After this oath is sworn, the candidates are officially citizens of the United States. In summary, today we learned about the American flag, the National Anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance, the Liberty Bell, and the Oath of Citizenship, each of which are important symbols of the United States.